Yeah, I like the maps here for 40 as well. Happy banning Twisted Meadows is something that wasn't necessarily doing all the time in the past, but oftentimes on Twisted in the past, he would play one base, aggression, try to break the expansion, and that would fail more often than not against 40, really. So maybe that's why he tends to veto it rather. And what I've been noticing is that he's been losing a lot of games on Hammerfall. I feel like, to my eye, Hammerfall looks like a terrible map for Undead right now. I wonder if there will be something new discovered and displayed later on by Happy.
Yeah, versus Human, it's really not the best. In general, I think Hammerfall is a very, very playable map for Undead. But we've seen it at Bad Boom, man. Sometimes the games of Human versus Undead last 6 minutes, and then the winner is the Human. Happy is getting better on Hammerfall, though. Maybe adapting a little bit, putting a lot of work into adjusting. The game length are definitely increasing. He's not getting washed away anymore by Archmage Water Elemental in like 5, 6, 7 minutes, as we've seen before. So Happy, always working hard, always improving. The best Undead, the best Human, probably the best Warcraft in this decade. I'm so excited for this, man.
Hell yeah, guys, let's get ready. Titaners, our first map. This matchup nowadays is all about 2-base versus 2-base, as you guys of course know. If expansions are very hard to play, like for example on Concealed Hill, sometimes players will refrain from doing so, but here on Titaners it is very easy. Fortitude is thinking about going for a lab creep. Ooh, that's a risk. That would invite Happy to a creepjack to play aggressive. Is he gonna risk it, or is it just a ruse? Oh, it might just be a ruse because the AM isn't going there, and I guess Happy has also seen that.
Yeah, I mean, they play so much against each other nowadays, in like grand finals, winner bracket finals, etc. You should know it, but it's cool to see these little tricks. Even if Happy thought about this for like 2 seconds or so, it is a little bit of a distraction. Nice play by 40, goes to show how far ahead these mind games are.
And by the way, little adjustment here, Happy creeping the first camp outside the main before the expansion. This is something Undeads didn't do for a long time. They want to expand right away because they want to get the gold, want to get the narrow. I think this is much more appropriate for this day and age. Creep a bit first, try to get more experience in, creep the natural after, because level 3 timings are so insanely important. If the AM gets a big lead towards level 3 and hits level 3 way earlier, then they're just stuck on 2. That's terrible for you.
Yeah. 100%. Thank you, Sloth, for the 1-year resub. Much love. Ooh, 40 with another sidestep. Look at this. He's not going to the north for the 12 o'clock. I was about to say, like, usually in this matchup, expansion timings are shifting on both sides to a position where you're safer to get that expo done, so cancels are less likely. Fortitude with a sweet play still gets his level 3. Not the craziest items, but I don't think Happy's expecting this at all. He's also for once not scouting.
Exactly. He hasn't been scouting for a long, long time. Creeping up more though, very close to level 3 now. He loves making use of that marketplace, as we know. Scout now for him in the north, sees there's nothing there, and he should be able to realize that there must then be something at the other gold mine. Fortitude, not really a one-base player, unless perhaps he's facing a Dreadlord. Last hits here are very important. Lich gets that one, and that may have been because of the +3, dude. That was pretty close, and now he's almost on that level 3. The AM, of course, is there first. He can creep a bit faster at the start with Militia, but very important for Happy is that he's close behind.
Important moment in the game, of course. He created some space on the left-hand side. That deny with the footman. Incredible. Another delay on Happy's Lich. The Water Elemental is doing tons of damage. He can't prevent level 3 on the Lich here, but he delayed it for like a minute or so. Footman can't really connect, but the Water Elemental damage is enough, and 40 gets his main objective of the early game, cancels Happy's Expo, delays everything while having a safe expansion himself. It just started now on the back of this attack. I wonder if that's not a little bit late, but still, a lead is a lead.
The perfect play for Happy would have been to send 2 ghouls down there to the gold mine to harass it at the same time, threaten the peasants, but that of course would also cost a lot of lumber. It's a difficult decision to make perfectly for the undead early on. You need 2 ghouls to creep and to defend and to get resources as well. AM now with the Watch Elemental threatening the main and the footies in the north. I don't think the footies can get it cancelled by themselves though, can they?
Not really, but Archmage has mana again for Water Elemental. He's still threatening ghouls and acolytes here. The Archmage is just swinging back. Crazy pendulum attacks. Happy, almost ready with the surround, but he can't block it. Water Elemental goes through, fluid as it is, and all of a sudden the footmen are here as well. This is an incredible game by 40 thus far.
Oh, dude, that was such an important moment. If he gets the surround there, then the cancel doesn't happen. The expansion will come through, and Happy will probably get more experience. He's still getting some good XP here. One more footy getting taken out. Lots of footies have fallen. I think Happy has to go for a counterattack now. He knows he took out lots of forces. Oh, another Nova. Another footy down. I don't think this time the deny worked out. And now Happy is the one with the experience lead. Almost, yeah, more than half a level ahead. But of course, the expansion being late here is painful.
And 40 has started the attack at the 6-minute mark. This is pretty much the best, or the norm, I'd say. Expansion is running as well. Happy started the tech, so he's catching up, but Archmage isn't done yet. Super tanky, second circlet, stealing that away from the Lich. I like that play. Goes into gold a little bit, but pretty nice regardless. Also pretty nice that we got a new sub. Thank you, Spell QQQ, for the 3-month.
Thank you very much indeed. Happy far behind in the economy, but the tech is basically even. Happy made the 5 acolytes, and then you can start the tech, even if the expansion might be getting cancelled. Fortitude would love to find another cancel. One more cancel on the Haunted might be a game winner, but I guess now it's too difficult. The ghouls are protecting, the footies aren't really good enough, and the AM isn't even here. Fortitude's gonna focus more on economy now. He's gonna go for the lab creep. But Happy's almost level 4 Lich already. This is gonna be a scary Lich, boys.
That's right. This is a milestone that Happy hasn't accomplished too often in the recent early games. It's incredible due to mana sustain. He has the damage also in combination with the mantle. That is a lot. Devotion aura on the other side, always helpful. Just as helpful as new subs that are coming into our channel once again. Flynn, thank you for the 13-month. And also Ryan L. of Mauler. I'm giving all my energy to Lynn, but all my love to you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hype train on the way.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, we're all very excited for this day today. This is the best that the Warcraft scene has to offer, pretty much.
What?
And Fortitude so far with a good start.
He's taking the lab. Like the other lab. Like Happy's lab.
Yeah. And that's very unusual at this time. Happy's unlikely to scout it. AM is nicely catching up. He's gonna get his own level 4. But the Lich is already starting to move towards level 5, of course.
It's kind of noticeable to me that this is a series where you don't save any strats anymore. You won't fight each other after this one in this tournament, so all the timings, all the creep routes, all the nice little ideas that you came up with in the past couple of days is gonna be out there. No secrets hiding anymore, and man, it goes to show. 40 with a level 4 Archmage also at minute 8. Happy's Lich is hurt and the pressure just never stops.
Happy's been leveling like crazy, dude. We're 9 minutes in and Lich is almost 5 already. He needs like a couple of footmen and then he's gonna be there. I'm looking forward to this damage chart in this game. Oh, shop almost goes down at the expansion, but he does save it. Potion as well for the Lich. Waiting desperately for the DK. Some coils are badly needed. And this game is still pretty even, with of course Fortitude having a big gold lead.
That's right. Double workshop on the way. Mountain King coming. Tier 3 on both sides with a little bit of a lead for 40. We get a Shade early on. That's a lot of lumber at this stage of the game, but he invested it already into Slaughterhouse, so it's definitely fine. How this matchup has changed in the past couple of years. Remember back to DreamHack when Happy originally implemented this Lich play, and he was at the human expansion for as long as the game went, basically. Just Nova, peasant kills. This time, not a single peasant was even touched. Just like me.
Yeah, this is the human dream, dude. Exactly like you say. All the peasants survived the early game. He even has a shredder. The macro is on point. The footies now, though, they are gonna be an easy feast for the undead heroes. Ghouls also fighting in here without frenzy means they're not so strong just yet. Happy's trying to get experience. You can clearly see it. Going for kill after kill. And this is almost record time for a level 5 Lich. He should be getting it here any moment.
Lich in bit of trouble with the Stormbolt. Great saves on Footman, great saves on Ghouls. Gotta be careful, 40. There we go. He has a shop up. I saw it in the production building. Not too sure where. Lich is also living a dangerous life, but got the potion, got the coils, so he's safe for now. And he enjoys that part of the game where he can be the one pressuring.
Lich now level 5, thanks to killing a peasant in the main base. That's not too big of a deal, of course, just one peasant. But he also saw the Griffin aviaries, and that's a valuable scout. And the best Griffin that Undead has is, well, either Gargs, if there's no gyros, but also Fiends with anti-magic shell can be very, very strong. Happy is returning to old school army composition. In the past, we saw a lot of Ghoul play, Destroyer play, also Gargoyle play a good amount. But now we're going back to Fiends and Banshees.
On the human side, everybody is following the army compositions of Mr. Winner, even though everything else about the game is very different. The late game armies, Mr. Winner was paving the way. Knights, Gyros, Griffins, that's the ultimate army for human. Going for cannon towers as well, Paladin. We still need some time, we still need more staffs, we need orbs. But 40 is going for kit towers.
Yeah, Night Gyro Griffins can be really strong, but I would say it gets countered hard by this army. Fiend, Banshee, Statue Destroyer, really good. You need mortar teams. You need something to get to the Banshees, to take them out, and also something to shoot away at them when they're using Master Training. I mean, you know, like Possession. I think it's being upgraded right now, the Possession upgrade. Happy also utilizing Shades again. We've been seeing that more of them lately. And going for Dreadlord, 3rd. Really cool. Might be a bit underwhelming on level 1 and 2. But if he gets level 3 and onward, if this shall be a long game, he is going to be a very potent addition.
Isn't Griffins like the flying birdie replacement of mortar teams to a degree? They do AoE. I mean, magic damage type doesn't really help against anti-magic shell, obviously, but that's the way to go to Banshees.
I think they're mainly there to have something against the ghouls, but against Fiend Banshees, Griffins really don't work well, unless you're super far ahead with more supply and more upgrades, but I don't think that is exactly the case. Fortitude is trying to set up a 3rd base. You can see Happy really prioritizing, trying to prevent this. We're scouting here all the time. He wants to keep this on 2 base, 2 base.
40 still has 900 gold due to some cancels as well. Can invest it, has to invest it, seeing the Banshees. More staffs is essential and should be the first thing he's working on now. And I guess the movement towards the shop kind of signalizes that. Majority of the creeps are gone, but in the southern side, there's still a red spot and there's still Happy's left-hand side expansion. This is some good progress for 40 if Happy doesn't interrupt this.
Yeah, it's a much needed experience as well. Pally only level 1, MK only level 2. This is not really good yet. Didn't go clap, by the way. That really surprises me. We're obviously getting towards the late game. This is going to be huge armies. Normally you have to have clap. Might retrain later at some point, I guess. Happy going in, finding the creep jack. Over here, the human in the corner. Seems like 40's army is looking rather small.
I agree, man. Where's the 70 food? We do not see that. 2 Griffins still in production, trying to buy some time here. No TP forced. Water Elementals up front. No Destroyer in the air to dispel them. Paladin only level 1. We got 2 staffs. Devotion Aura clearly helping. DK not level 3. Nobody is really satisfied with the position they're in. But 40 is calling reinforcements.
Like, Griffins are webbed. This is the problem with the Griffins. If they're webbed, they're oftentimes easily killed. If the damage is enough, the first one does go down. Some militia here are helping. The Knights finding the connection to the Fiends. Knights do good damage. There's no Frost Armor here, as so often. But there's only one Knight. Does get the kill here with a nice Holy Light. But it was only one Fiend going down for Happy. Not the most losses. Some Ghouls, sure. But the Ghouls aren't so important anymore. But Fortitude stays on the map and can keep creeping. That's perhaps, the most important thing. The hero levels will be all determining in the end.
Paladin level 2. He has Devotion already, so could be Divine Shield. He wants this experience so bad. He wants that Mountain King level 3. Doesn't really get it. Maybe 1 kill, but the 1 kill goes towards Happy with that Knight. Really expensive. Banshee numbers are rising. 70 food for both. It is a very, very heavy air army. It's basically only Griffins at this point.
Let's make it a 3rd aviary.
Yeah.
If this works out, I'm going to be very impressed with Fortitude's knowledge and confidence in his strategy. That being said though, on paper it looks like he's playing into the hard counter. He sees Fiend Banshees already, and he's adding more Griffins. This seems dangerous, but perhaps he can surprise us.
I agree with Chad that Knights against Banshees is a trap, but not adding mortars. Maybe he thinks he doesn't have the time with only 2 production buildings, but then on the other side he builds a new production facility, so there was some time. It is indeed a bit odd, but I can't see this working. Damage output is crazy, but how to get that MK to level? He needs to take out a ghoul super quickly.
He needs clap as well. If he wants to fight the fiends, he needs to stand in the middle of the fiend army, clap them away, and reduce the attack speed. This bash is doing nothing for him. I mean, the Griffins, we'll see if perhaps they work out, but I think going bash was clearly a mistake.
He's not retraining. Doesn't have the gold for it. 80 food. 1-1 upgrades on 40. 2 attack upgrades on Happy with the first defend coming now. Web is obviously there at this point. 3 statues, one of them almost empty. Could lead to a destroyer down the road. 40 brings the Shredder. He knows a fight is nigh.
Happy buying a Wand of Illusion here as well. The shop, Happy, super rich. He hasn't been losing much lately. Lots of gold, lots of lumber, more experience. Only 1 big camp is left, the red at the north, but that would take a long time. Fortitude is going for an attack at the same moment.
At least, that
okay,
ghoul.
We're just going for the green. That is finally level 3. But like we said, still no clap.
He can one-shot ghouls. That helps. Happy still scouting at the 12 o'clock. We have a little flyby. What works with Wyvern is certainly gonna work with Griffins as well. That's 1, that's 2, and a TP traded if he's not losing anything, and he doesn't. That was solid. And taking Happy off the map again.
I think he's trying to buy time, try to get higher upgrades up. Griffins are pretty damn good right now. They're gonna have 2 upgrades here in just a moment. Super high upgrade Griffins are very strong, but similarly, it's the case for Fiends. If they have a bunch of upgrades, if they have AMS everywhere, they should still be favored normally. Unless we get up to 100 supply, Fiends get like wonky because they start blocking each other. You can't really focus fire very well with the Orb of Corruption. But of course, Happy is the king of Fiend micro. If there's one who can find a way, it's him.
2 heal scrolls on each side. Big invul potion on the DK. Heal potions everywhere. Double invul potion on 40. The shop control is working well. And these flybys don't stop. He also got a Banshee on the way out prior to the town portal. Happy busy with the red. Gets it eventually. Item, battle bongos. Nice to have movement speed here now. Sleep on the Mountain King. Paladin is here. Damage is a bit odd. All the Banshees up for grabs here. Happy has to split them immediately. Anti-magic is there to the rescue.
DK close to falling. Uh-oh, the AMS couldn't protect him enough, but the invuln can. It's a big one. Save for 15 seconds. The curse now also and everything. Really good against the Griffins as well, not to be forgotten. But still a good fight. This was a bad position for Happy. He couldn't properly kite his own buildings for blocking him. It's a TP out. That was a good exchange for 40 right there. Happy got a big item at least, the Ancient Django, but I think Happy needs to start to look for fights on his terms. Like in an open battlefield where he can properly kite.
That's right. The position of the Banshees was so bad. I'm really surprised none of them fell. Focus fire was somewhere else on statues first and foremost. Ghouls were taken out as well, courtesy of the Storm Hammer upgrade that we got. But yeah, you pointed it out. Curse is insane. Basically reduces the number of Griffins by 1/3. And you gotta have something against it, don't you?
Dreadlord, by the way, about to be level 3.
Ooh.
Level 2 Carrion Swarm isn't as insane against Griffins, of course, as it is against Gyros. But it will be AoE stacking up over time. If the fights last a long while and Happy has a good amount of mana, this will be a lot of AoE damage. Fortitude definitely needs heal scrolls. And of course, there's only 1 shop on this map.
Shop control, one could say, is very important. We have Spellbreakers now. That will certainly help a little bit. Good damage type against Fiend's attacks as well. Can't be nuked. Don't do that much damage though. But having something on the ground is pretty sweet. Fortitude is banking a lot. He can go into 100 with this army.
Yeah, this might be his best chance to win, I think. If Happy takes a decent fight in good terrain, I don't think he can beat this army. The Breakers, in theory, of course, can reflect the curse on the Undead army. But if you want to reflect all the curse against 7 Banshees, you need more than 1 Breaker.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't see this Breaker doing anything, really.
Maybe... It's only 1 Sanctum, right? So production isn't that fast either. Decision making has to be clutch now, as the mains are expiring in a second. More Griffins, just more and more Griffins. 3-3. Happy not working on the 3rd armor upgrade just yet, just building another Acolyte to go up to 80.
That's for the shade. He's going to 100. This is it. 94, yeah. We got the farm. This is it. Do or die. This is probably the only chance that Fortitude has to win this game anymore. If this big Griffin army falls, it cannot really be remade, because the mains are about to expire. And this huge Griffin army against the huge Fiend army, like I said earlier, when we get to 100, microing Fiends gets really weird, especially because target fire from the Lich Orb doesn't work so well anymore. But there's going to be one chance for 40. Only one.
One opportunity. It's everything you ever wanted. I gotta say, the damage in Happy's army isn't crazy. It's a lot of Banshees. It's 7 Banshees. Curse, amazing. Anti-magic shield, amazing. Possession, not really useful at this stage of the game. Maybe it's not enough damage.
If Happy pumps up to 100 and he doesn't lose heroes, I think he's going to be favored in the fight, as long as the position is decent. But the hero kill potential is still big. Stormbolt, Holy Light, and a ton of Griffins. 3-3 upgrades on them, 3-2 upgrades on the Fiends. This is going to be a gigantic fight.
And still no clap. We have triple heal scroll on 40. Double staff, double invuln. I seem to be of the opinion that Stormbolt Bash is just better. Happy stacking up on heal scrolls as well.
Wouldn't Clap Blizzard be way crazier here?
I mean, there is sleep.
A matter of gold now. He's pretty broke.
Yeah. At this stage for sure. Switch up gear, really. Building another town hall. So he's playing the long run.
It's so many Fiends. 15 Fiends against 13 Griffins.
Yeah.
Banshees. The Breakers and the Knights I don't think really matter at all. It's all about the Fiends versus the Griffins.
Happy doesn't have the 3rd armor upgrade still. I wonder if Protection Scroll... Yeah, there we go. Protection Scroll like is super useful. As it can't be dispelled, of course. Hey, I guess we go overtime, though. Like, both are working on a 3rd base, on 100. I'd really love to see them stopping to mine at the moment. Okay, 40. This base is empty. For Happy, it should be the same soon on the right-hand side. 3 minutes of mining left. It's actually quite a bit.
Yeah, this is the advantage, I suppose, of having your expansion cancelled early at the start of the game. Positioning is going to be everything. The concave. The question is if all the Fiends will be attacking at the same time. And also for the Griffins, if they get webbed in the back, could get weird.
Oh my god, the tension, man. You can feel the tension in the air. It's electric. Positioning with Griffins, of course, way easier as they're flying. Thank you, Grazing Crow, for the 5 months resub. Good to see you back, man. Also, Barlovich 1 for the 4 month. And we cannot go full circle. Water Elemental against upcoming Haunted Gold Mines, but Remo, this is it, the big fight.
The Griffins come in over the trees. The Fiends here have a tough time connecting, going for the statues right away, taking out one instantly. Heal scrolls being used as well. There's so many Fiends in the mix. They're mostly on A-click. It seems like, I think that that's what you have to do now since the armies are so big. The Water Elements are also soaking up damage off to the side. Supply-wise, Fortitude in the lead right now. Wand of Illusion, the DK could also soak up some more damage. Where's the target fire gonna land? More level ups are being achieved. Level 3 for the Paladin. That's a good one. That's a great one. But now the web target fire is coming in again. The Mountain King is being slept all the time, and Happy's finding more and more kills all of a sudden against these Griffins.
Mountain King is full mana. Use the spells. 40, whenever you're not asleep. He's going for the Lich now, trying to drain some coils. Lots of mana on both sides, except the Dreadlord. That is, of course, some freedom for 40. Neck and neck fight still. This is such crazy Warcraft hero action still available. Fiends falling. Dreadlord level 4. So is the Mountain King. More and more Griffins are falling. This is 8,000 gold value wiped out. Happy, still so many fiends, but they're all so hurt. Holy Light kills one. So if only he had Clap now. Lich level 6. Archmage hammering away. Who's gonna win this?
Oh, the Knight is finding more kills. Hero focus now on the Mountain King, but also on the Lich. May have to TP out here. Lich is very hurt, and indeed, TP has to be pulled. Supply-wise, we are pretty even. Happy has a bit of a lead, but 40 has successfully stopped the expansion here.
And built his own. He's mining at the north. So Happy has no gold to work with outside of the 300 that is still available on the right-hand side. Can sell some items, of course. That's some influx of gold. But my god, what a sick fight that was. Warcraft is so great.
Yeah, absolutely. And can you imagine that fight with Clap?
With Clap, I thought the same.
Clap would have been so valuable here.
Tanks are coming.
Happy going for Death and Decay, by the way. This is starting to really annoy me, to be honest. Every time the Lich gets 6, Happy instantly goes for Death and Decay. I've seen a number of games now where he never uses the ult, where the skill point never does anything. Frost Armor, I know it sounds weird, a level 1 spell, but Frost Armor is actually pretty sick.
Yeah, I would agree. Happy is trying to squeeze out some more resources off of his bases. What do we have left? 4 Banshees. Mana isn't amazing, so possession is an option, but not really. Happy is muscling up an attack while the General is building his tanks.
Yeah, the standing army is way better for Happy right now. He's got more than a 10 supply lead. Look at this army for 40, outside of the tanks. He's got 1 Griffin, 1 Shredder, 1 Breaker, and 2 Knights. That's it. Happy will own this fight.
Going for the Black Citadel. Not sure if that's the most valuable target. Can he even get it? That would reduce mana potions. He got 1, but that's about it. Happy back at home, where he has to be to defend the ghouls that were harassing. Time of the essence. Happy is not getting income anymore. This is an all-in. Acolytes pulled all to the north.
The tanks are very smart right now. He will be going for building elimination. I think Fortitude correctly realizes he can't build a Griffin army anymore. He can't win a fight anymore. It's about buildings at this point in the game. Happy might be taking out the expansion, but Fortitude is going to be making use of his time as best as he can with the tanks finding their target.
Who's faster with this? We don't have Blizzard, which is great in building elimination. Wonder if Happy has an Acolyte split to the side, but he doesn't have gold for Necropolis. 40 has, of course, the bottom left-hand side base, and the human base is really hard to destroy. It is building elimination, yes.
Yeah, this is the right call by 40. He wouldn't be able to win a fight anymore.
4 tanks. Gonna be 6 tanks. Happy tried to catch him. Paladin, Staff. Archmage, Mountain King, buying some time. And Happy's army isn't crazy against tanks.
Yeah, absolutely. No wagons, no ghouls, and I think Happy can't even make acolytes anymore. I'm not sure if he still has an acolyte left.
He does have 4.
Actually, we see it up in the overlay. Indeed.
But no gold. He had to sell something. Yeah, that's a loss you can't afford. 4 tanks, dude. 40 and the Panzers.
Happy now with a difficult decision. Where's he going to send his units? Is he just going to defend? Is he going to look for aggression as well? Happy's losing so many buildings. Not much is left.
Oh.
He's not being revealed because there's still a Necro up here.
Something's at the bottom left. I feel like he has Acolyte split to the side. He also sold something.
Yeah. Dreadlord now. Pretty valuable with a Carrion.
Dreadlord's close to 5 as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. He got a lot of kills.
Oh, he builds another Necro. All right.
Damn, dude. The first game ends with building elimination.
30 minutes. That tank. Oh, and Death and Decay. Death and Decay. Actually worth it.
Okay. This time I give it to him. It was valuable.
Chad is calling it out. He split the Echo the last game that went this way. Happy lost because he built 3 Necropolis at the same position. This time, yeah, he got the bottom left. This is what I said in the cast as well. Everybody said, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't split. 40 is gonna get these buildings easy. But it's a bit more FFA style by Happy. And I think it's way better. 40's attention is on the right-hand side while he's building another Necropolis at the bottom left. Mountain King! Nuke with the Hadouken! And this might just be it.
Dreadnought so crazy strong in the late game. Also the sleep to disable the staff. So extremely powerful. The Necro went down. Not many buildings are left, but the MK is dead. He might not be returning. Happy has 2 Necros coming up, but the tanks are still a threat.
Are they? One is getting caught. Easy to get them. And breakers are horrible in this base race. This bottom left is only scouted now.
Happy doesn't have enough gold for a new Necro, by the way. This might be the last one. This is the second last building, dude. But also, only 2 tanks are left. The Necro here probably gonna go down.
Oh my
DK's
God.
chasing with the Dreadlord.
He has a big coil tank. Gets the kill. Oh my God. All that's left is this one. Sleep on the Pally. No more Water Elementals. The Necro finishes. Shredder, Pally, Breaker, Water Elemental. Happy has to survive this, and then it's his game. He sold something. Archmage in trouble. Is dead? No, Holy Light is there. Happy has Acolytes. Happy has gold.
Where are the Acolytes? They're not on Blight. They can't build anything at the moment. This might be the last building indeed.
Oh my God. Shredder is putting in a lot of work. There's another one. There's another one. That's the game. Archmage's dead. Shredder as well.
God.
The building falls. 40 must be so confused.
No way.
FFA Happy.
He sold all the items. Look at the heroes. Nothing left except for the orb. Making another Necro. It comes down to the last few gold coins. Fortitude on 14 supply. He finds the Necro. But he can't attack
With what?
it anymore, really.
Wait, he has Divine Shield and a Paladin. Oh, he has 2 Necros. Happy has 2 Necros. Divine Shield? Is it enough? It's only level 1. It's not enough. It can't be enough.
Oh,
40 gives
God.
it up. GG.
Jesus Christ, dude. Are you kidding me? What is that game? These two.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
This is the best Warcraft in the world. This is by far the best Warcraft in the world. Gods, this was the adjustment, man. It is so cool to see that a similar situation happened just 2 days ago. And Happy also was building exactly like 3 to 4 Necropolis, all in the base. 40 had a lot more tanks, granted. But since these Necros in the winner bracket semifinal were all clumped up, there was no movement necessary, just a click basically. Now with the splits, 1 Necro to the left hand side, 1 Necro between the 2 bases, 1 Necro in the middle, makes it so hard to catch. And this is a new element. 40 in these base race situations has to scout now, which takes obviously attention from the execution of these building attacks. This is scary for the longevity of the series. Happy implementing a new style into his late game.
Yeah, and also, of course, much happened before. Love seeing the development of the game between these two. The two best in the world when it comes to this matchup, no question about it. Happy here getting the lead. So much happened that game as well, and they both reacted so well. Great creep route, unconventional expo placement by 40, gets to level 3 quickly with a level 3 advantage, able to cancel the expansion by Happy. But Happy, importantly, also was creeping at the start, so he got his own level 3. The Lich was off to the races. Level 3 and 4 and 5 achieved so quickly. He may have been down in gold, but he was ahead on hero levels. And Fortitude goes for the risk of going for Griffins. If you're forced into a fight around 60, 70 supply, you're going to get slaughtered. But Fortitude was playing run-bys, getting upgrades, buying time, was all the way able to save up to 100 supply with full upgrades that Happy just got ready to defend in time. Wonderful, wonderful back and forth between these two.
We will probably think back most to the fight at the bottom left-hand side, the big 200 supply fight. If you have clap there, dude. If there's clap there. Also in the late game stages, Blizzard can be amazing if the Dreadlord is not there. Maybe 40 should read more books.
Yeah, the Watch Elementals actually worked out really well. I don't know if this was intentional, but he summoned 2 Watch Elementals and sent them off into the side, canceled the expansion first, and then they soaked up lots of damage from the Fiends. Because when the Undead army is 100 supply, you have to fight with A-Click. You can't target fire the Griffins, because then half your Fiend army isn't going to be attacking anything. So there the Watch Elementals actually soaked up lots of damage that worked out really well. But yeah, the clap was definitely a mistake. That was the clear mistake this game, in a game that saw almost no mistakes outside of it.
Yeah, it's of course always hard. You need to have the perfect army, a big army. You need the invols, the heal scrolls. Can you be sure that you can afford a Tome of Retraining? It's super easy for us from an outsider perspective, but play a 30-minute game against Happy and then we talk again. Oh boy. Can we say that we are ready for map 2? I have no idea what's happening next, man. 1-0 lead for Happy. Next map is Fortitude's loser's pick. It's Northern Isles.
All right, off we go. Northern Isles normally sees a lot of expansion play as well. This used to be the map where Sock First showed how strong an MK First can be. But almost nobody's playing MK First anymore these days, because of course the AM has one huge advantage early game. Firstly, that's creeping and getting a fast level 3, but more importantly, with level 3 and Water Elementals, you can cancel the Undead expansion really, really well. You are a huge threat early, which isn't the case for the Mountain King. And it seems like almost every human wants to bank on this early game trump card. If you can cancel the expansion a bunch of times, that's oftentimes the game winner. The AM will fall off later on compared to the MK First, who's insane. But yeah, Fortitude, unsurprisingly here, going for the Archmage again. Nobody seems to like the Dwarf at the moment here as a first hero.
Yeah, maybe, like, let's talk again in 2 weeks. Maybe everything changes, because everybody is expecting Archmages now, but who can blame 40 to not play a Mountain King? His attacks with Archmage, Water Elementals, Footman are so strong. Usually wins him early games. We've seen that on Tidehunters as well. Even though it was really close and Happy's starting to get better against it with surrounds, etc. But yeah, Lich Archmage is the setup one more time. And Alta towards the expansion, relatively fast, going green into Expo. And then the pendulum attacks, man. North versus south. Who comes out on top?
Happy once again going for a green camp first. I feel like this has to be the go-to nowadays for Undead. You can't be too greedy anymore, can't bank on the quick expansion anymore. You must make sure to get the levels. And ideally also pick up a couple of good items. This Lich was extremely stacked on map 1 already. Starting off with the ring here isn't the dream for him, but of course there's a marketplace where you can go shopping.
Right on. Both love this. Really loved on Tidehunters that Fortitude put big attention onto that shop where you got the circlets. Items incredibly important on this level of Warcraft. So, ring it is, alright. A little bit of HP for the Archmage, level 2 acquired. And I wonder when Happy is building that expansion. What's the timing? When does he feel safe?
Normally we see the Undeads after creeping the natural getting across the map trying to be aggressive, but here Happy, I think I would like to see him go for one more green camp and then be aggressive. Because then you're very close to 3 and you're likely to get the level up from more kills. And seems like that will be the attempt here. Fortitude also took a while to call the militia, but now they're here. And this is the perfect level 3 creep route for the AM, of course. 3 greens into Expo. He will have those elementals in just a moment.
Young Fang, thank you for the gifted sub, celebrating Happy's win on game 1. By the way, 3,000 viewers on map 2. That's crazy. 40 versus Happy, the biggest draw in all of Warcraft for sure. And Lin is waiting in the grand final. What a day. Claws, Ring of Regen, pretty damn sweet for the Hapster.
Oh, and look at how defensive Happy is playing, not even being aggressive at all. Map 1, we saw no peasants dying for the longest time. This might be the case here as well. Happy staying all the way back, making use of the vision from the sentry wards, trying to figure out where the human is going to be approaching from, and he did see. But this is level 3 Archmage with lots of mana, very scary against the ghouls.
Yeah, and 40 is kind of switching it up, knowing that Happy is so focused on his expansion, the base must be wide open. And this is pretty much what he's trying to do, but pulling back again. 40 not 100% confident right now, I'd say.
Yeah, he seems a little bit unsure of where to go. He was using the illusion to scout. Happy was using the sentry wards to scout. They were a great item for him. And now battling with ghouls against footies. As long as Happy can keep the human army away from its expansion, he's going to be very satisfied with that outcome. And now the Haunted is already up. Faster than the human expansion. That's rare to see. Good start here for Happy. But the Watch Elementals are still dangerous right now.
So once again, Happy's worth ethic. Like, okay, there's a problem. My approach with fast expansions doesn't work anymore. Let's just change something. Timings. Movement on the map. Where to be at what point. And it's working out, man. It's working out. There's still losses. But the base is up. Can't be cancelled anymore. That's a huge win for Happy.
Ring of Region, by the way, for the Lich, also super sick. Him standing on Blight here. He can tank Watch Elementals all day. He don't care. He's healing so much over time, and the ghouls are holding the front door pretty well. The AM doesn't have a Ring of Region. He does feel the Frostburn from the Nova. It hurts. And Happy gets quite the tech lead here. This used to be the norm in the past, in Fast Expo versus Fast Expo. The Unit was teching faster, but the humans got better and better at finding counter pressure and having the right timing for themselves. But here Happy gets ahead, and I would say this is a lead for Happy getting out of this early game.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. And compared to the upper bracket semifinal, man, where 40 just destroyed Happy on this map, it's like night and day. It's like we're playing in a different universe. Homework Happy. Really good Scholar.
Of course, there it was a 2-0 lead as well.
Yep.
Before we saw the reverse sweep.
Are you implying that he's getting complacent, or he got complacent?
No. I would say 40 was playing really well. Fortitude has
That's right.
certainly all the respect in the world right now, especially for this matchup. But Happy is also really working on ironing out his mistakes. It's very rare nowadays to see any mistakes by Happy in this matchup. It's very easy to slip. You let the AM pass, you let the Watch Elementals through, the Expos cancel again, you fall behind. This was a really clean, very well played game so far by Happy.
Archmage is still hurt, needs that scroll of regen time.
Footies, by the way.
Yeah, and they were all clumped up. What a feast for the Lich, using the Dark Ritual over and over. Sick save by 40 though. Not feeding the Lich up to level 4 is probably the biggest priority right now.
Would certainly love to avoid that. We saw how fast level 4 and later on level 5 was really dominating on the Lich. That's perhaps why 40 went into Griffins, because you couldn't really fight out on the map with the Lich being that strong. Although that is speculation on my part. But yeah, high level Lich can certainly dominate the game. Fortitude has found his courage again. He's moving south with all of his footmen. And Lich is kind of hurt here.
Yeah, but Ring of Regen, the C tier item.
C tier confirmed.
C tier confirmed. There is some movement. Okay, Shredder and Zeppelin. I was about to say, like, I really hope he's not trying with that cannon tower again. That felt very gimmicky recently. Happy has the solutions to it. Like, against every other undead, you can definitely do it and be successful with it. Not against Happy, though.
Happy's respecting the Zeppelin, though. Going for 2 Gargs.
Yeah.
Wants to have anti-air right away ready. Doesn't want to be getting annoyed too much by this pesky Zep. I wonder if he's going to just have those 2 Gargs in for safety, or if we're going to see a heavy commit. You see the following buildings coming up as well. Slaughterhouse, obviously, which you always need, but also a temple.
Yeah.
So this might once again be a move into the Fiend Banshees then.
Super early temple on the way to tier 3. I would say you don't necessarily need it at this stage, but if you have the resources, why not? It's no opportunity cost, really. Going double double temple. Must be so sure that it works against everything that 40 throws at him.
Yeah, it's good against knights, it's good against griffins. It just has issues against mortar teams. Fortitude didn't try mortars as a counter at all. He was hoping that the griffins would be good enough to win at the super endgame with 3/3 upgrades and 100 supply. It almost worked. Happy had only 2 buildings left, or 1 building at some point, I guess. But it was not successful in the end.
Ooh, flute for Happy, very sweet. Mountain King, no progress. We're going into a similar army composition for 40 again. Double Workshop, Rex, and Aviary. Happy's creeping the middle. But yeah, it's gonna be the big question, man. If Happy goes Dreadlord again, keeping these mortars alive is not easy at all. There's Coil, there's Nova, Fiend Shots. You can't, like, just because you build them doesn't mean they have an impact.
I would still say that they're the best answer, though, against Banshees. What else is there?
That's
In a
right.
weird game, when you're far ahead, you can try to play inner fire rifles, but they don't play well from behind at all.
Mass Gyros. Very good against Carrion Swarm as well. He defeated Colorful with Mass Gyros. It's like, it's possible.
And you mentioned the Carrion Swarm, and here's the Dreadlord once again. Happy banking heavy on the late game. The best late game heroes, and also lots of upgrades. Coming with Adept training, soon Master training. Happy going into upkeep quick. Wants to be present on the map, fight for these creeps. Make sure he's got the proper hero levels.
Levels are incredibly close, and 40 is making that switch. We see it already. No bash, no more. It is Clap. It's going to be the weapon of mass destruction, if not everything is covered in green anti-magic. We also see a higher number of gyros, great for scouting, of course. Book of the Dead can be put to good use. It's also stuff that you can eat. Oh, DK being blocked by his own unit there a little bit. So both players are making adjustments. Looks like both learned a lot from game 1 already.
Gyros here being sacrificed. I think they got 1 Garg though in exchange, so I guess it's fine. Creeping must now resume. Hero levels will be of utmost importance. And Pally is the latest hero to join the gang.
Yeah, Pally always a little slow, you know, getting stuck in bases, not listening.
Not as slow anymore. Move speed buff.
Yeah, so someone wanted that for years.
Glorious.
The influencer.
Glorious.
Thank you, Pandora, for the sub. Happy sub-anniversary. 40 with 1k gold after breaking upkeep. So rich. What's he doing with all that money?
Yeah, I wonder where this gold lead came from. Happy had the expansion mining faster. Didn't really lose too much. Maybe upgrades. Griffins right now against the ghouls. Extremely strong. Oh, I love the Book of the Dead here. Powerful timing still for it here, as we're not in super high army territory. And this Book of the Dead might secure the red camp. Every creep camp matters. Every level up, every item. The heroes will be determining the winner in the end.
40 has to move to the left-hand side. There is still 4 camps. But yeah, biggest items on the map right now. Vamp Aura, of course, the dream if you play with Banshees. It is, again, the TC Aura. More movement speed and attack speed is also very, very strong. Levels for 40 have to come online faster than in game 1. That was a bit slow. But he should be able to get there. Happy is on the opposite side of the map. Happy's items, by the way, so insane. Flute, Endurance Aura, Ringer Regen, Claws. Just the Dreadlord is naked.
The annoying thing for 40 is he can't really creep the red camp too well, because the big boy is magic immune. And he's got mostly griffins.
True.
As mentioned, he's going for the same army again, still trusting in the math griffins.
Big mana.
Oh yeah, MK is looking good now. Level 3 big mana, he finally has the clap.
Level 2 as well.
Yeah. But the red camp here, or at least the item, might still go to Happy in the end.
Oh, creep check opportunity. Big Magnetor at 50%. Gyro's there. He's coming from behind. Archmage has nothing to save himself. Gotta be careful. Last hit. Happy. Didn't get it. 40 got it.
The item.
He got the item?
Flute.
Oh, he got the flute.
Get the pipe.
Oh my, yeah. Oh my god. 3 auras for Happy.
Yeah, I think he slept the MK. Or was it the Paladin? One of the heroes. Slept them so he couldn't pick it up. And then he stole it. Yoink.
Oh, that's
DK gets the best item on the map, dude.
so big. He got 4 auras.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And the shade timing as well. Happy's timing's everywhere. With the transitions, with the scouting, with the creep patterns, Happy is so here to play this game.
And like, the Brilliance Aura is good for the undead heroes. It's really good for the statues. And then you put Banshees in the mix. He already
would have bought it later if he had the opportunity.
Right.
It's just so insane.
It's obviously displayed on the overlay. Look at this. It already generated 210 mana.
That, along with the statues, dude, he's gonna get so much mana this game.
How is this stoppable? 40 again. Not going into mortars. It is Breakers, Griffins, upgrades.
The experience on Happy already. Lich almost level 5. DK and Dreadlord both on 3. Happy seems to be in the perfect spot. And with the army comp that 40 is going for, obviously it's not the normal Knight Gyro Mortar Team stuff. He has to hope for the 100 supply again. There's no way he can win a fight before 100 supply.
Yeah. I guess he's preparing for that though. 900 gold. Only 1 staff is a bit questionable. Double heal scroll, invo potion. Paladin not level 3, while the Dreadlord is a huge problem.
40 has to start to get creative here. How can he come back from this deficit?
Zeppelin tanks would be an obvious play, I guess. But he's just trying to establish another base. Happy knows though. He knew it on Tide Hunters and he knows it now.
Thing is absolutely not ready.
Oh no. Thing is, the bigger the armies get, the better the auras are.
Yeah. And also the more important the upgrades will be. They're both working on the upgrades. Fortitude has 3-1 already. That's actually really good. Oh, it's coming rather. 3-1 is coming. And Happy working on 2-2. So very even there between the two players. But this time Happy breaking way earlier into high upkeep. 90 supply. Gigantic army. Once again to keep 40 from expanding a second time.
What? He's respecting that army for now? But the clock is ticking. Will 40 realize that 100 undead supply is coming his way? Needs to start production. But he's kind of broke.
Look at that Kaka's pipe, baby. 600 mana already and counting. And in we go, the Griffin army, not that enormous yet. How many is it even? Like 7 Griffins?
9.
Oh, okay, I don't think they're all here though. They're getting webbed, they're getting taken out. Sleep on the MK, he's not clapping for much really. Lich got level 5 in the meantime. The Banshees here are wonderfully positioned. And they can reapply all the time the AMS when it's getting soaked up or used up by the Griffin attacks. Zero chance. Zero chance in this fight for 40.
Yeah, oh my god, Happy is just clapping him, and he's not the one with the Mountain King. These Banshees in a wonderful pocket right next to the statues. The regen is crazy. Did the Arcane Tower, the Cannon Tower finish? Okay, that's a slither of hope, but look at the value. Like, Happy barely lost anything. A Ghoul, a Fiend, a Banshee. That's it. And 49 Griffins, all dead, completely wiped. This game didn't go his way at all.
Yeah, utter destruction here by Happy. He's still in high upkeep after this fight. That's how little he lost.
Yep.
Just popped back down to 80. I guess he ate a Fiend or something. 40 now desperately trying to go for tanks.
It was really cool, by the way. 4 illusions. They soaked up a lot of damage. I don't know if he bought one of the Staffs of Illusion or if he found both, but that was great. And now, yeah, just knockout punches, man. Knockout punch, one after another. Happy 2-0.
Ready for absolutely everything. Even at the wagon in case of tanks, the sleep's working out beautifully. Positioning on the map, the creep timing, the scouting, the defensive lich play. That is rarely seen by undeads. Didn't go across the map at all. Didn't harass at all. Focused entirely on creeping, getting the levels, and defense, and had the expansion up nice and early. Happy here with a 2-0 lead. Great play by him. And I think Forty needs to play a different strat, dude. Game 1 was close with the Griffins because he had the big economy lead. He was able to turtle for a bit and go for 200 supply. But if you're not ahead, I really don't think this style can work. I think Forty needs to scout with a gyro early, which you should always do anyways. And if he sees fiends, the good thing is there's 2 possible counters to fiends. Either you go Knight Gyro and Mortar Team against the Banshees, or you just ignore the armies and go purely for tanks. Nothing but tanks. Because fiends suck against tanks.
Especially when Happy is going for these temples so early, that could be a play. It was a good investment into double temple, and the upgrade was queued early as well. That's rough, man. But the thing is, this was the score in the winner bracket semifinal as well. There, Happy looked almost more dominant than he did today, and 40 still reverse swept him. Happy also had a 2-0 lead versus Kaho, and in game 3, he started to falter and lost 2 maps in a row.
Yeah. True. That was utter dominance as well on the first 2 maps. Not that this was utter dominance. The first map, especially here right now, was very close. But against Kaho, Happy showed that the full series doesn't have to continue that way necessarily. Next map is Echo Isles, and I think this one will be interesting. This is where in their previous match he played Dreadlord first, right? Echo Isles, good map for a Dreadlord. I wonder if this is an option now, or if he's too afraid of these pushes that 40 can also play.
I really hope, like, moving a bit away from strategy, timings, etc. I hope 40 isn't broken now. He is, in the past couple of days, he's 0-5. That's rough. He just can't find his footing anymore. On Northern Isles, he looked way less decisive than he was on the Tidehunters. Does he really have that mental fortitude that he named himself after? Gotta show it now. Reverse sweep is again necessary. Best human player in the world against the ropes. Happy 1 step away from the grand final versus Lin. And I guess Lin is currently Fortitude's biggest fan.
Yeah, Fortitude, the Panzer General, has been looking absolutely tremendous this year and the end of last year. He is the new Chinese superstar in the Warcraft world. But today and yesterday, things are really not going his way. He has yet to win a map on this weekend, on Easter weekend. He is not enjoying the holidays so far.
He needs the big resurrection now. Whew, okay. Hero choices will tell us a lot. Is Happy completely moving away from the Dreadlord first, as this was countered hard in the decisive map 5 in the winner bracket? We go Mountain King, baby.
Yes, MK first, great late game potential. Sometimes it's difficulty in the early stages, but if it's easy to creep, which is the case on Echo Isles, and if you get some mercs, MK I think here is a good choice. And we have the answer for Happy as well. He's not gonna go with the Dreadlord anymore. It's a Lich instead. And I think that's the answer to your question. I think the Dreadlord is just a little bit too susceptible to these pushes.
Especially the way Fortitude executed it. Also, rush distance here on Echo Isles is kinda small, so the push hits faster and therefore harder. Return of the King in Fortitude's hands. Happy will figure this out. Is then going for the Lich. I guess Lich works always. Kinda squishy though against early game Stormbolts. This cannot catch him.
Yeah, exactly. You must make sure not to overextend, although Happy hasn't been playing aggressively anyways, right? He's been playing a very passive early game, in which case the MK might not be so dangerous. The big threat is always when the Lich goes across the map without TP, lands in a Stormbolt surround, the game can quickly end. So this might give Happy even more of a reason to play passive.
Shadow Priest stolen, no regen at the moment on Dwarf, Militia, etc. Items are decisive Happy, of course, with an expansion that the Mountain King is trying to disrupt at some point. No creep stolen, he moved that Shadow Priest out of range very, very fast. Otherwise, the Storm Ball is coming and takes care of that. So bash early or clap. And what's the item? Circlet. Nice to see. And clap it is.
He's going clap already. Really?
He's going for that Tri-Hero Nuke combo, isn't he?
I mean, maybe? But that's like 12 minutes away.
Yep.
Bash would be good right now. Once the MK is level 3 and boots, Bash is really good. Honestly, I don't agree with this choice either.
Is there a way to harass with clap? Not really. It is obviously a great solution versus ghouls early, and maybe that will give him some momentum. 40 clearly has a vision of why this is the way. And expansion now.
Happy with the double Shadow Priest. That is rare to see. He must know there's no Archmage, so no need for display against Watch Elemental. But a bit of healing, I guess, not too bad. Those Shadow Priests aren't too cheap though, almost 200 gold. So this will become noticeable in the bank account. And Happy again playing a very passive early game. Not aggressive at all, just expanding and staying on his side, trying to make sure his expansion comes up.
Level 2 clap, actually.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
AoE meta, man. AoE meta.
Before the ghouls clump up and he gets in position, it is very good. But in these early stages, it's oftentimes not the case. Oftentimes about picking off single targets, which is why normally we see more bash. Also helps with creeping though. Over at the merchant right now, gonna use the bash here, creep up more, and that should also be good boots then. Although at the moment he doesn't have the gold for it.
Could sell something, of course. One step of illusion, but he uses it for creeping. Yeah, kinda clear that he's waiting for the 250 gold now. Boom, there we go. Happy, of course, realizing that this is an illusion, not even dispelling so many mercs on Happy.
Alright, time for the first tango perhaps here in the middle of the map. Nova right away on the MK. Trying to line up the perfect clap, but it's difficult to get in. Was trying to bait with the illusion, but that didn't work. Nice clap right here, but the MK very hurt already.
Yeah, very, very, very low. Needs time. And a shop. Happy again with a lot of pressure. Only around the shop now though. So time for the arcane to finish. A great weapon, of course, against the diving lich. Happy's expansion is finished. Not interrupted. 40's mining and soon teching around the 6-minute mark. Same can be said for Happy then, I guess, but he still needs to stack up on acolytes, I think.
Also buying a bunch of items here costs more gold, might slow the tech down even more, and 40 has begun already. Happy must make sure not to fall too far behind, but I guess now it should be time for the tier 2. 5 acolytes are there, and there we go.
Okay, where are we moving now? Towards the middle, taking that one consumable, sniping that would be great, also to unlock level 2 Stormbolt.
The early Shadow Priest steal, by the way, a big deal.
Yeah.
The fact that Happy got it. This MK has been struggling with low HP this whole game, and Happy also nicely realizing this was the case, was throwing out the Novas onto the MK, and this MK can't be the Dominator that he would love to be normally. If he's level 4 and full HP, he can play the Rambo role, but Happy's been keeping a lid on him.
More creeping, but pretty passive in comparison. Happy certainly respecting that dwarf, as he should. Lumber mill coming, blacksmith up as well. This is certainly the calmest stage a game has been in a long time. Pretty much this entire series.
Yeah, and because of it, it's a very even game. Almost nothing has died this whole game. Maybe like 2 ghouls and 2 acolytes or something, but almost nothing.
Was it phone call time again?
You never know who's going to be calling.
Phew. Not a great game for 40, I'd say.
击。
Oh,
Oh, game continues. Okay. Not a long break here. That's good. Action resumes. And Fortitude now trying to get a decent connection. That could be a good clap right here. Yes, sir. Gets that Shadow Priest.
denied though.
Deny, though. And
Say-
another deny. And another. 3 in a row. Let's go, baby.
3, 4, 3. That could have been level 4. That could have been level 2 Stormbolt. That could have been a lot more pressure. 40 also with the deny. Nobody is getting experience here today.
Yeah, both realize correctly that experience and levels are of utmost importance. Cost a lot of mana on the MK, by the way, but he's got the clarity now. Nicely healing up once again. As Happy's waiting for his tier 2 and his second hero. Speaking of which, what is 40's second hero? It's a Paladin. No Blood Mage.
Not yet, at least. If you add him third, he's super squishy, but same can be said for an
玩家的部
Archmage.
队正遭到攻击。
Triple Workshop.
Oh, this might be dual hero only mass tanks. I remember those days. That was before the Fortitude dominance began. He was still playing way more mass tanks back then. But Happy might have scouted it right away. This would be the game to not go for.
Finally getting level 4. Who he was working on that for a long time. Happy still more or less blindly going for Banshees. But against Mountain King Paladin, maybe Anti-Magic Shell is still a good thing to have if you don't overcommit.
We see one Griffin Aviary as well by 40. It could still be mass tanks. I mean, it has to be mass tanks, right? Triple Workshop. There's nothing else really you can play with that. No second barracks. I like the one Griffin Aviary as well. Like, you could use the 2 heroes along with 2 Griffins to take out ghouls and wagons, and then use the tanks to deal with the buildings. Happy hasn't made any fiends yet, so he might still be trying to weigh his options.
Interesting state of the game. Roaming Mountain King. Just a little bit of damage. Take the Acolytes off of gold, kill one, drain resources, play the long run. But Happy is getting the middle. Marketplace. Ooh, that DK very, very, very tanky. Lord of the Rings.
基地正遭到被攻。
And we see the first fiend, by the way. 1 or 2 fiends can be very good for web to catch targets, but if Happy goes heavily into fiends, this could be what 40 is hoping for. Because tanks will not care much about the piercing damage, of course. MK got a bunch of kills, can staff back, clarity up. This was a nice little attack. And the Paladin was creeping a little. Hold up.
一位玩家的部
Making
队
more
正遭
gyros?
到
I
攻
guess
击
he's not tier 3 yet. If this is the mass gyro game, I'm gonna lose my mind. But here they are. Here come the claws.
He is so short on lumber. Oh, creep check opportunity. Mountain King is here. Paladin doesn't have Divine Shield yet. Trying to get some kills for that level up, but staying very, very, very passive, really. No mana on the dwarf anymore. Now Bash is obviously missing. Was that enough damage? I don't think so. He got a Shadow Priest in exchange for 2 footies.
The MK here joined the attack after the harass. That's why he had no mana. If he had showed up here with full mana, he would have destroyed this fight. But it's of course always a problem with the Mountain King. No mana, no problem.
一位
We
玩
see
家
Happy,
的
by the
部
way.
队
Dreadlord
正
third, Frenzy, Wagons.
Yeah.
Not going too heavy into fiends. I think
Yeah.
Happy knows what to expect.
Smart, smart, smart. 3 tanks coming. Lumber is evening out a little bit. Pally levels worry me a lot, man. Happy was gobbling up the north. Gets another camp here. There's very little left. Except maybe the turtles bottom left and right. That should be enough. That is enough for level 2, but what then?
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting game. Fortitude gonna show us all of his tank prowess.
一位玩家
It's
的
going to
部
be
队
about
正
building
遭到攻
kills
击。
in the end, I suppose. But first, it's going to be about resources. It's going to be about efficient trading. Do more damage than you take, and make it more costly for the opponent than it is for you. This will now become all about resources.
Town portal. Okay, that is resources. little bit of a downside here. There's no Zeppelin for tank drops, as there's no laboratory on this map, of course. 325 gold with that TP. 40, happy with that. And now gyros are coming.
Yeah, lots of gyros, by the way.
He did play that versus Colorful, and it was very effective. Dreadlord is low level. We don't have gyro bombs. It's coming now.
Okay. In theory, Fortitude could use 3 different attack squads. The normal units and the
一位玩
heroes
家的部队正遭
on
到
one
攻
side,
击
the tanks on another, and the gyros on another. But for gyros to really be dangerous, they need to be a lot of them. They have good upgrades already. Oh, 2 attack upgrades already.
Yep.
Very good for the gyros attacks.
Dreadlord doesn't have Carrion Swarm at all, 0 XP. 40 also kind of guards the shop, so there's no Telestaff that would help Happy. I can see what 40 is planning, but does this work? The 3 attack squad, you mentioned it, it's coming in now.
队正遭一座基地
Happy has faced this before. I've seen games like this previously, and it's really hard to deal with all of this at the same time. Happy has to defend the main at the expansion at the same moment. Of course, Fortitude is trying to make it as expansive as he can for the enemy. MK staffing into the back. This northern attack, not really a big threat. The real one is down south, and the tanks find the connection.
Towers are disappearing, Mountain King clapping away, there's a lot of economic damage. The nuke isn't that crazy, gets out when things get dicey. Pally is in range. What about the south though? Happy TPing immediately, but tanks did the job. Expo killed 40 back in the series, but how expensive is this gonna be?
Happy misses around here. Could have gotten 1 tank at least. And there we go. This is what the game is going to be all about, folks. All about the resources. This was a great strike for 40. Sure, he lost something, but he also took out a lot. Took out the mining, most importantly.
It's a war of attrition now. And then maybe super late game, it might be about the north, but we're not there yet. 60 food only. With his production buildings, 40 can switch into a real army once he thinks that he's far enough ahead. But so far, just more gyros.
I like the double staff as well. Fortitude now making this game all about cost efficiency. Save as much as you can, lose as little as you can, and make Happy bleed. Happy kind of broke right now, but of course the upside for Happy is he's never really losing any units, so he doesn't have to remake army. He just has to remake buildings.
Yeah, towers especially. Ziggurats, towers. But the next attack, the general, sending it into the main. A wagon is here, alright, but it's only 1 without any upgrades. It's good, but this will still do some structural damage. Ghouls are there too. And 40, oh, a little indecisive once again. He was moving towards Happy's base, now moves back again. Happy's not falling for this attack really, but feels like he got the gyros to deal with the ghouls.
That might be difficult. Off. Going for the towers now. The army for 40 once again in the south. Not a very dangerous army though. But he gets the ghoul, gonna fall back, and the north the tanks are still active. Happy splitting his forces now.
Yeah.
I think that's the right call. Going half-half.
Ooh, lots of gyros falling. Lich level 5, Berserker dead. Happy seems to be making the right adjustments here. Not too many losses. It was just the temples, which was clearly a priority, whether they were built in the front or because he wants to open the game up strategically.
Going for more towers as well. Spirit towers in the main base, so the gyros won't really be too much of a threat there. Is at least the idea. Happy sold a bunch of rings already. I like that. Heroes aren't really going to be in danger ever this game.
Yeah. I am the biggest fan of rings and I try to make a point for them, but in this case, I mean, you can't put rings on buildings. So reasonably so. But we talked about this 12 o'clock. Fortitude is cleaning that up now. And I wouldn't be too surprised if down the road he's trying with that 3rd base again.
Now allowed to solo creep a little bit down here. Level 2 achieved, which is not strong yet, but level 3 will make a big difference. Carrion Swarm, as you guys certainly know, does work against tanks, does work against mechanical units. The strongest weapon, potentially.
Holy Light only level 1. It's really annoying. Gyros not doing much. There are some tanks, I guess, in the south. There are, with the wagon to protect the base. Gyros might be helping out now. They are solid at sniping these wagons, and 40 is doing a good job distracting after Happy defended like 3 to 4 times in a row.
部队正遭到攻击。
Alright, Happy has a split of forces here once again. The heroes in the night trying to take out the wagons. We have 2 wagons at the expansion and I think 1 in the main base.
Possess.
Yeah. Trying to steal, but nice staff. Saves the knight. That's 1 staff on cooldown though. Can't staff the MK now. Needs to TP. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Just 20 HP he does. Does he have the damage to get the expansion? Yes, he does. Big strike by 40 once more.
Yeah, Happy, as I said, Happy defended 3 times pretty much perfectly. This is big damage now. Another time where the gold mine gets denied. Happy has to work with a little. Dreadlord is getting better. Usually we talk about the carrion swarms, but in this series, Sleep is MVP.
40s is so rich, dude. 2,000 gold. Could go into high upkeep. And working on the upgrades, I guess. Oh, he's already finished the tank upgrades. 3-3 on the tanks. Super scary. This is looking more and more dangerous for Happy.
Happy currently has no lumber to rebuild the Haunted. Now he does. Ooh, that was a good delay. Ghouls obviously necessary to fight the tanks. They're off of the resource oftentimes. We go for
Workshop, baby.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Quad
dude, we're
workshop,
doubling
let's
down.
go.
That's why he's called 40.
And the peasants repairing the tanks as well.
Very
So he's
efficient.
gonna go up to 100.
一位玩家
The
的
Panthers are
正遭
back,
到
baby.
攻击
The general might be doing it again.
We got 9 tanks at the moment. He could add 5 more from these workshops. 3-3 upgrades, so scary.
Happy only 1-0 on the Necros. That's crazy. Thank you, Tore, for a lot of support recently. Thank you for the 20-month B2W Lich. Well, won't be a decisive factor this time, I guess. Shades, of course, being scouted by Gyros. Mountain King is here. Paladin still not level 3, trying to nuke it. Staff's on cooldown. Careful now. Uh-oh, he might be dead. Possession. Need to staff. 40.
Staff him at least!
Oh! Staff was ready. Kind of a big mistake, actually.
Yeah, that knight is nice to have against tanks.
Oh, yeah.
Good normal damage.
Oh, yeah. Are you getting the upgrades as well? How does it work? You get Animal War Train, but not the attack upgrades or something?
Correct.
There we go. I know my stuff.
遭到围攻。
Tanks again.
They're back. Yep, at the expansion and the main base. One more tank is gonna go down. Hero levels 4, Happy also getting higher and higher. Ooh, but the tanks in the main, he can't react too quickly enough. Has to TP to deal with the tanks. That completely opens up the expansion.
The movement of the tanks at the bottom was a little bit wonky. They weren't attacking too much. These tanks are enough to kill the tech. That means Happy can't rebuild any more temples at the moment. And I think this is working as well, right? Kinda. The heroes are still there. The Paladin alone with Divine Shield and that 1 tank can just hammer away. I think the General is back in the series, Remo.
Yes, more lames is the answer. The way to win this series, apparently. Happy might just hold on to the expansion. Oh, I forgot about the gyros.
Yep.
With the gyro damage, he would have been able to take it out.
Yep.
Small mistake here by 40. He's gonna have to evacuate now.
He can still do it now, Pelly. Ooh, 10 HP. And the
baby.
Dreadlord is cleaning up these tanks. Happy's not out yet. 40 at 83. Now the gyros are moving in.
一座
Is it enough?
遭到围攻。
Here to repair, really, that should be enough. Yup, got it. Nicely done by 40. Whatever it takes, man.
Yep.
Whatever it takes to
It's
win.
dirty. This is a bit dirty. But whatever it takes for the grand final. Army movement all over the map. The last time Happy was able to do an offensive move When was that actually? It's been like 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
一座基地正遭到围攻，
And I wonder if Happy is regretting not playing Dreadlord first on this map. That high level Carrion Swarm could have been useful earlier. But oh man, that's so many tanks. 40 can of course only do this as long as he has gold income. He's got 2,300 gold at the moment in the gold mines. So with this bank, he must win this game.
Yeah, if he's not winning this game, then I don't know. Then what? He's so far ahead. Main base empty. But yeah, these tanks are just crazy, dude. The 3-3 upgrades, the amount of tanks, and only Carrion Swarm 2. Yeah, 40's gonna get the top.
If Happy scouts it though, he can cancel it easily. 40's fighting army is a
一
joke.
座基地正遭到
So
围
this
攻
might。just be a bit of long distance mining here for the time being. The Shade sees it right away. And this is the perfect 40 army, baby. 98 supply. It's gonna be 15 tanks.
He is feeding the heroes, just send them into the army. Happy's positioning is good, but the bottom right-hand side is cleared. In the main, there's still a little to do. We got 6 gyros. Now the main army is here. That Mountain King level 5 Pally, though. Yeah, I worry about that support hero a little bit, but it's 14 tanks.
Seems like this should just be a little bit too much. Happy doesn't have the damage to take out the tanks quickly. What you need is high-level Carrion Swarm and ideally ghouls. We had a serious lack of ghouls. Of course, the MK was ready to deal with them as well. Clap at all times. So
that
tanks.
Steph's on cooldown, man. Paladin is playing with his life. Not a priority though. Building after building is falling. Are these the three last buildings?
I think so. I see nothing else on the minimap. Still lots of tanks here. Even more rolling in from the main base. Almost no acolytes left either, by the way.
Keep
These
rolling.
acolytes die. They can't be remade.
Keep rolling. 40 with Limp Bizkit on his headphones. Another building down. 2 tanks not attacking at the moment. Is that it? Not yet. There's another building. Tanks attacking. Mountain King almost dying here, but the tanks are still there. 6 remaining. GG. 07 in the chat. The general is back, and we have a series.
There we go. All right. The tanks lead to victory. Fortitude, the best tank player of all time. A bit dirty. Not the most hype and spectacular gameplay when it comes to viewing experience, but it's about winning, guys.
Yes,
We play this game to win, and 40 will do whatever it takes. He takes this map and finally gets a map win on this weekend.
Yeah, that is indeed his first map win this weekend. Good call. It was sick to see how Happy defended the first 3 attacks, but then at some point you can't, like, even Happy can't be perfect all the time. Like, there's gotta be a flaw somewhere. And then the expo's down, and that's where the snowball starts. 4th workshop immediately, 16 tanks, here we go. The gyros were a good addition. They did a lot, did quite a bit against wagons. I like that mix. Happy cannot be sure what's hitting him at what point, especially when there's no Zeppelin. These gyros, solid addition, I gotta say.
Yeah, and I think the biggest mistake here for Happy was to go too heavy into Fiends, maybe. What he needed was more ghouls. If you have more ghouls with good upgrades, like if you have 2 attack upgrades right away for ghouls and a couple of wagons, that's really good damage against the tanks then on the other side. But of course, that's where the MK came in. He had the clap ready, who was ready to face the ghouls, maybe even a few griffins. It's very hard to have the proper counter lined up perfectly here with this kind of an early game. Of course, the best counter against this would be the Dreadlord. But Happy is afraid to play Dreadlord first these days. He's been getting kind of punished for that at times.
And now we move on to Hammerfall. Hammerfall, a map where human, and especially 40, is dominating the human versus undead matchup. Happy got better at that though. A lot better. In the past 2 weeks, I gotta say. Still, for a winning map, Hammerfall is pretty bad.
Yeah.
lose this map.
I hope he's gonna make his he's gonna apply his creep route changes here as well. When I saw a lot of happy games here on this map, when I was really not feeling the map at all and he was losing a lot, was when he was playing very aggressive. Creep the natural really early and then run across the map with level 2. I think you want to creep more, get the level 3. It's also important, that level 3. And if he plays more passively, could be a different story.
We got more support coming in from an anonymous user. 10 euro dono. What's your favorite tavern hero? For me, it is crystal clear. It is, of course, the Pit Lord, specifically Asgalore. Cleave away. It's the most beautiful hero in the world.
For me, it's probably the Alchemist.
Second place for me, Tinker with Rockets. So dope. Also, thank you, Bent PG, for the 30-month resub. If you like what we do, if you like competitive Warcraft broadcasts, you're at the right place. First and foremost, feel free to leave us a like here on Twitch or subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It's for free. It helps a lot by getting recommended with the algorithm. Interact with our content, like, comment. If you like a play, just comment. If you cheer for a player, just comment. Everything in support of the channel and the project. Just like Risikostreuung coming in with a sub, 23-month, go 40. Yeah, we won 17 maps here today. 40 gotta deliver at least one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. Seems like a meeting of these giants does deserve a full series. Happy now has the opportunity to rethink and adjust for the next map. Anonymous with another 5 gifted sub. I don't know if you're the same Anonymous as the previous days, since you are anonymous. But thank you so much.
That's amazing, dude. Thank you. Is the final today or tomorrow? It is today. The schedule of the day is we finish this series, then we go into the 2-on-2 game for third, where Happy and 40 are teaming up against Lawliot and Sock, and then Lin is waiting in the grand final.
Oh, and I think now we are ready. Let's jump into map number 4 and see what these players have for us in store.
Hammerfall. I would suggest we're going back to Lich vs Archmage. How about you, Mr. Demo Man?
Yeah, also seems to me like Archmage here is the much more reliable hero, especially really good for level 3 creep out and then pressure play. But if you play AM first, it's a lot harder, I would say, to pull off a tank play. When you play tanks, it seems like ideally you want to play dual hero only to have more supply open to just go mass tanks, and that's better with MK Pally. So I would say if it's Archmage, tank play will be a little less deadly.
We haven't seen it paired with Blizzard, which is a late game chance, I gotta say. Yeah, I'm in for another base race. Like, I'm totally fine with that. Happy probably not as enthusiastic about that, though.
Yeah, no, Happy would love to just play a micro game. This is where he's successful most of the time. Ideally, no harassing, no building nonsense, no canceling, just microing. We see the heroes now on both sides. It is Archmage versus Lich. This is the most standard of encounters. And this normally should move towards double expansion.
Thank you, Yurko94, for the 71-month resub. Thanks for the cast. Always happy to see you two cast together. It is the best having Remo by my side.
Absolutely. Thank you, Yurko. Wouldn't miss
nice
this
that you are
one
not
for the world.
giving anything back to say, yeah, it's really great to have me by the side.
I was thinking it.
I
like.
Alright, we got the gold mine up north being taken. This is probably just to creep and then fall back. It would be very, very unusual to see an AM instant expand. If you do that, you're stuck on level 2 for a long time, which, as we have seen, is not that recommended normally. And Happy, this is pretty unusual for an undead. Also going for the gold mine, same, I guess, on his side of the map, going for the rock bottom. And this time might be instant expanding again, kind of more of an old school approach.
Yeah, it's again a bit of mind games. In the winner bracket, we've seen 40 expanding on the right, or creeping the right-hand side, then moving to the bottom to expand there, right? And Happy hasn't expanded here in a long time. Was always the top. So always a couple of changes. Make sure you're coming up with something new. So 40 is going back to the old position, while Happy is going for a new position.
遭到攻击。
Still harassable, crossing the map now. But 40 pulling back after just one tower.
Okay. Is he just gonna cancel this and expand the other position? Ooh, this could be great for him. It's just a ruse! There isn't many resources he's gonna be losing. He's just gonna be creeping down south, and Happy is about to fall far behind in experience. This could be dangerous for Happy. His level 3 is just still so far away.
It is late expansions on both sides, but this is becoming more and more of the norm. Wow, crazy level 3 with gloves and claws +8. And he's kind of safe against the chip damage with the ringer as well. Really love the inventory. Lich can't say the same, really. 40 got good information on the left-hand side. Happy a bit clueless.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't like this creep route by Happy. Thanks for the instant expansion, only taking the level, the green camp now, only 2.5. He needs a lot of footy kills to get that level up. What worked so well on the first couple of maps, his prioritization on level 3, he's completely giving up on here, on this map.
The back to Warcraft bingo. Remo criticizing Happy's creep routes on Hammerfall, but he got points. He makes good points.
一位玩家的部队正遭到
And Happy can't do anything right here. We have the level 2 Water Elemental washing away these ghouls. No pressure on the Haunted yet. Archmage fighting that Lich. Head up, waiting for the next Nova. But the Acolyte block is there. Footmen are very hurt. And no piercing damage from these summons. Is it holdable?
If the watermelons don't get to it, then maybe, but seems like now they are breaking through.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a cancel. And that's
40
the level 3 advantage.
40's attack again crazy, but there's no base on his side. Now only.
Ah, indeed. And it's quite late. Lich finally got the level 3 thanks to the experience kills from the footies and water elementals. Lich will need to heal pretty soon. But he's got the boots, so he can maneuver here pretty confidently. And the AM also needs to be careful himself. But AM got quite a few kills on the ghouls. That's nice.
Indeed. 2 of them dead. We have Nova, but it's not a kill here. 40 continues to trade with cheap footmen. Another ghoul down. That's number 3. Not the craziest experience gain, but certainly taking tempo out of Happy's play, who has to rebuild the Haunted Gold Mine again. 40 is done with his second base in the meantime, and did go for the right-hand side.
Summoning the water elemental again. Alright, if 40 gets the cancel here, this should certainly be him in the lead. AM is gonna have a difficult time getting the connection. Nice Acolyte block. AM gets in position. Going all the way into the back. Wants to minimize the damage on him. And this will be yet another cancel. Oh, will it? Water elemental doesn't reach.
Should still be
But
the claws.
AM right clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. These claws, dude. These claws have been amazing.
Trades it for a town portal. Still has 1 footy left. That's not too much to do anything right now, but production is ramping up. What's the plan now, Happy? Counter aggression? Because you do have a lot of ghouls. But that tech will be so far ahead.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
You're really good position for 40 right now. Happy going for the lab creep in the middle. Gonna get level 3 here. Going for a shredder. Very rarely seen for undeads. Let's see if he can use it for events. Ooh, scroll the beast. Nope. Shredder going home. Getting to work on the trees. That means Happy can bring all the ghouls if he wishes.
一位玩家的部队
That's powerful. That's a bit of a momentum shift. Archmage was using a lot of mana before. There's not too many towers to help in the defense. Got a Zeppelin up as well. Probably
Happy
to take
stole
him-
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. This minimizes the harass potential that 40 has right now. He would have loved to get the Zeppelin, drop in the back of the expansion, cancel it again. It's a huge deal, actually, the fact that he hadn't got it.
There is another lab that's opened up, so maybe you can send something. But disrupting 40's game plan. Taking away the air superiority and buying time. Still a gigantic tech lead for 40. And his strength always lies in the tier 3.
It's like around 1.5 minutes. That is a huge deal. Question is, what's he gonna do with it? He's certainly gonna get quicker heroes on MK and Pally. What's the army gonna be, though? The most deadly tank build that 40 has is with the dual hero MK Pally, but there's also other variations, of course. We'll see if tanks again will be the answer.
Things are getting a bit scary here. Happy with the Zeppelin micro, saving ghouls now. You can of course drop them at home for some regen. This is what I've been scared of for like half a year or something. What if Happy truly appreciates the Zeppelin micro? That's such a crazy thought.
Yeah, and true point. I guess he never really focused on that at all. Now we see it coming into play. No ghouls going down here so far. Lots of them saved low HP in the Zep. This one has to be denied. And Lich, again, has a big experience lead here.
Yeah, there's also some hurt ghouls saved in the Zeppelin. There we go. Okay, new challenge for 40. Wonder how he responds to that. In theory, Archmage Water Elementals, of course, are solid against that Zap, but apart from that, can just fly away. Great maneuvers by Happy to get back into the series, but into the map. But tier 3 has started. Mountain King is coming. Happy still catching up.
Okay, range attack upgrade coming for Fortitude along with the MK. 2 workshops. Is it gonna be 3? Third peasant means 3rd workshop. Okay, tanks shall be again.
And why not? It did work
Lich, though.
before.
Lich finds it. Cancelled for now.
Cancels. Okay, pretty sick. That's a solid delay.
And Happy going for early ghoul and wagon upgrades. I like that. No temple this time. Temples not really of much use against the tanks.
40 can still switch into Knights, Gyros, Griffins. There's a temple now. Happy is not 100% sure what's coming.
Interesting. Even for us as observers, when we see everything, it's hard to predict what's going to be happening. All the more difficult for these players working with limited information.
It feels like both stay rather flexible. This is what we've seen especially on the Tidehunters game at BetBoom. So many tech switches are possible in this matchup in the late game. Both have a lot of economy. They can afford it. They do have a lot of buildings for unit composition variety. And you're not going blindly into one army composition that can then fail, but you can constantly switch between certain strategic peaks. And this is what we'll be seeing here.
Sentry place in the main base here for 40. He sees what Happy's making. He sees the temple, but only single temple this time. Well, it is coming. But still unclear how many fiends he's gonna commit to.
Almost getting the last hit here as the creeps outbash the ghoul. Lich level 5 though.
Level 5 Lich again.
Yeah. Cannon towers coming, tanks for distraction. What's the cooldown on Zeppelins? Can 40 go for one and tank drop?
Yeah, Zeppelin cooldown is very low. I think it's only like 30 seconds or so.
40 again with a pause. Busy day today for the Crab King.
Pressure is on him. Against the ropes here. If he loses this series, it's gonna be... Or if he loses this map, rather. The series is over, and the dream of the grand final will have slipped away. the game resumes. And Lich is making his presence known. But no one now. Very important.
That's the advantage that Happy plays so well. Dreadlord coming, Frenzy, Wagons. He knows it's gonna be tanks. Like at the moment, a little bit of a power spike with Knight and Griffin. That is a lot of damage. DK has an Invo potion, can be saved. It was a risky situation though.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻
You
击
know, Oriat is very annoying on the DK. Makes him quite slow. Also the ghouls, but soon they're gonna be sped up. Frenzy is coming, also a Wagon, also a Dreadlord. And a Garg for anti-air. Fortitude has been trying a lot to get early third expos up. Or third bases rather up. Hasn't worked until now, but maybe this is the time.
We have Bolt and Bash again. No clap. Archmage with the second claw +8, by the way. Not bad. Gargoyles coming. Wagons.
一位玩家
We don't have a Zeppelin just yet.
I like the Gargs, by the way. The Fiends just seem a little too slow, a little too clunky.
Okay, Griffin out with the staff. Important fight now. How much damage can these ghouls do? More and more tanks are beelining up for that expansion. Paladin is ready with the Holy Light. It is a well-fortified expo, but 40 also has an attack upgrade and an armor upgrade. Wagons are coming in. Good damage on the tanks. All they did so far is a ziggurat.
But they're in a bit of trouble as well. You can see the tanks are going down pretty quickly. The ghouls with the upgrades, the wagons with the upgrades, finding some kills, but also time being bought for the third base. Fortitude is getting up towers at the same time. I think they're already finished. He's going for the next town hall. And both wagons were destroyed, right? Yeah, both wagons taken out. That's what the Watermans are really good at. And Fortitude doing some decent damage here once more.
Shop down as well. Now Happy is the one pausing. Let's hope that the server is not acting up here on holiday weekend. What a stressful game for both, man. Can't make any mistakes anymore. This attack, solid, not overwhelming. Happy was clearly ready for it, but the siege damage is gone, and in the long run, 40's third base might win him the game, but you gotta get that up before. Ghouls are coming, but the cannon towers, Remo.
Yeah, nothing they can do here. This is going to be a fight they can't win. And if 40 gets up to 3 bases, this could be a winning game for him.
一位玩家的部队正
Fortitude
遭到
on
攻
his
击。
way back into this series.
Echo Harass one more time. Water Elemental Stormbolt should be guaranteeing a kill. He can TP out. Oh, if he gets the Shredder, okay, it doesn't really matter because he has 2000 lumber. It's not the end of the world, but it's good experience. Griffin staffed out. 40 is playing a very effective game. Pally, I say that, and the hero falls only level 1. But you want the high levels, you need the presence on the map. In the meantime, the tanks are back.
3 tanks at the expansion. Not crazy numbers here. There's ghouls here, there's wagons here. Tanks have to fall back, but that's still a goal that's going to have to be spent to repair the buildings. And also, lost mining time. Fortune's getting rich. Fortune's getting real rich off of this 3 bases. More upgrades are coming. More cannon towers are coming. I think this is cannon tower number 6 and 7.
Dude,
Really
it's
ballistic times here.
right on. For years, we haven't seen a single cannon tower in any matchup. TH brought them in. They're so hard to kill. They're so sturdy. Even though there's no masonry, it's very funny to see there's not a single upgrade for 40 yet. Except weapon and armor.
Oh yeah. It's pretty unusual. Might want to work on that later.
Oops. Oops. Tanks chilling.
It is a lot of tanks. Well, not as many as before, I guess. 7 tanks at the moment. Could go for more. 40 halting production for now. Spending his money well. Here at the same time. Happy though going for the second attack upgrade. The ghouls and wagons will have quite some damage up.
Happy across the map, open battlefield, away from the base now. And that might be the moment for tanks. This is so many cannon towers. I would love to see fragmentation shards now.
Does work on cannon towers nowadays. Happy TPing home. We saw the tank army approaching. 3 wagons over here at the expansion. Yeah, you must protect them. 4 wagons.
4.
Yeah.
And Happy is working on a 12 o'clock expo. Loses a gyro, loses a Garg. Almost... No, it's not time for barrage yet, but flag cannons should be upgraded as more gyros are coming in. Couple of tanks just donated for free. Impact of the siege units clearly reduced this game.
But now they make their way to the expansion. The wagons seem to be rather exposed over here. One's gonna go down right away. They easily fall. Love the Zeppelin though by Happy. Chat, smart as they are, called for it earlier. The wagons can protect the Zeppelins rather the wagons pretty well. Until there's gyros, that is. And now we do have the gyros. TP forced against a wagon destroyed. So fairly even exchange, but of course 40 is working on 3 base now.
Yeah, usually you type chat with a T at the end, but the Back to Warcraft chat is obviously spelled with a D. It's very good experience for Happy still, 5.5. DK levels, of course, abysmal.
Fortitude also did a great job not sacrificing too many tanks and too many units. So the Dreadlord is no big threat yet, but if this game goes long, this could still very much change.
Sweeps around, more XP. Is this something happening at Happy 40's Expo? No, just looked like it.
4th workshop coming in with this.
Expo is up, but no Acolyte here at the moment. Happy responding. Tanks on the way. The path is clear.
Pally eating the nuke. Sleep here very good in the late game. Can prevent sleep, can prevent Holy Light, and also staffs, of course. And that should be forced sooner or later. But 40's buying more time. Tanks might be getting in position. I see dots on the northern side of the map. This should be tanks, and this might be the 3rd going down.
Yeah, 40's distraction extraordinary. No more nuke disables the Lich, so he can't get that in. And the wagons were all on the left-hand side. All 5 of them. No defense at the top. And that Necropolis is also gonna go down. Would stop Happy at 80 food. This tank attack in the north, the best we've seen this map.
Fortitude is beginning to pick apart Happy once again.
I'd love to see a Zeppelin here now. Happy's reacting, but a little bit too late. More movement towards the left-hand side. 40, 90 food.
It's quite expensive for him, but I guess he can afford it thanks to the expansion. Bunch of tanks are going down now. This is a big experience for Happy. This should be level 3 DK, I guess, or at least get close to it. Lich almost level 6 as well. Big level up around the corner.
We got the gyros in with the gyro bombs. Going for the Gargs first and foremost. Archmage slept. Mountain King in trouble. Ooh, little bit of healing. Can he kill the dwarf? Nope, there's the staff. Level up for the paladin, a little bit of solo experience. Wagon and Zeppelin are back, and Happy holds this base.
Lost a good amount of resources, but also Fortitude recently did. Lost 2,000 gold here.
Ooh.
Going to the lab, going for more Zeppelins. This game is a lot about multitasking here. You gotta protect your bases if you're Happy. You gotta go for the right attacks if you're 40. Happy's about to get the big levels though. He got level 3 DK already. Dreadlord about to be 3 as well. And of course the Lich, as I said, level 6. And if the MK might be busy for a while, Lich level 6,
Yep.
that ultimate could be quite something against expansions.
Yep, that's true. Can always use staffs, I guess, to counter it long term. 40 was also in high upkeep for a while, so that 3 base advantage wasn't as big as you might be thinking. There was a lot of losses in that last push. 4 tanks still. Happy is playing a more effective game in the past 3 minutes.
Gyro count now up at 12. They might be able to win the air fight easily.
遭到围攻，
Oh, surround on the Archmage. That should be another TP forced. Or can he fight out? Not really. Alright, Ghoul's killed. And Gyro's killed. Good exchange here. There was some good experience also going the humans' way.
I agree. 3 Gargs gives them a bit more air superiority. Happy's Zeppelin wagon play is pretty outstanding now. It got used to the rhythm. Still a 10 food lead though. Items are very, very, very low on Fortitude. No invul anymore, no TP. That's constantly draining resources. And Happy switching into
玩
Fiends.
家的部队正遭到攻击，
Needs to have a bit of web against the Gyros? Or is he anticipating Griffins?
Ooh.
Might be anticipating Griffins at the same time.
Might also anticipate
know-
a Zeppelin drop on 40's side.
Yep, could be.
Dreadlord 3. Big, big, big weapon against the Gyros now.
Not too much mana, but mana potions could be purchased. Happy
一位玩家
has
的部
3
队
base
正
income
遭到
already,
攻
I
击。
think. But that third has been looking mighty exposed.
So much movement on the map.
I would love to see 40 again split his forces. He hasn't been doing it as much as he did on Echo Isle so far.
True. There is more. It's only a Water Elemental here getting information. Gyro attack on the wagon, but I don't think it's gonna do too much. Take care of the heroes with Divine Shield. Mountain King trailing a bit behind. Steph is ready though.
No TP.
Oh no!
No TP.
This is Steph on cooldown!
40.
Archmage down!
What? How are you up here without a TP? That is suicidal. Staff this time, maybe. Slow down. MK dies as well. Oh no, 40. What was that?
That was a gigantic donation. He's throwing in all the tanks. There's an attack left. There's an attack on the right-hand side, but forces are obviously split. So many wagons should be able to deal with this. The Necropolis falls, but that doesn't matter. He's so angry, he just leaves. What the hell?
Seems like he forgot more than just the TP. He needs to get it right now. Fetch it real quick to win this game still. Man, this game was looking good for him. 3 base mining economy. He was chipping away at Happy. Happy though with nice adjustments as well. The Zeppelin and the wagon play. Dealing with the tanks. Quick reactions, quick TPs. But 40, where was your TP, man? You had the gold, obviously.
Ooh, Happy inches away from the grand final. Very, very, very odd scenes here. More tanks are being caught. 40 lost so much. He's not yet rebuilding these heroes. Going to the tavern. That's so expensive. Archmage is back at least, but not the Mountain King. And he doesn't have resources at all.
Yeah, the mains have run dry. And 40's natural as well. 40's only on 1 mining base. And on only 1 mining base, you can't support tanks for too long.
Gyro attacks. Would love to see a staff by Happy. Web here. Archmage. Hold on. It's again no TP, Remo.
Gotta be careful. And makes it away this time. 2 more gyros are falling though. Happy seems to be getting more and more control of this game. He is supply blocked here for a while. Lots of ziggurats have fallen. But he's remaking them as well. A Necro at the north and Happy still mining off of 2 bases.
I don't know if this is going to be super important, but that was 40's last break. If he's getting distracted again, he can't pause.
Oh. Yeah, true.
6.3 on the ledge. Oh, what a huge donation. Mountain King back in 10.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击，
They'll be finding pickoffs one by one. These fiends now with the web working out pretty well. Splitting the heroes off to the other side. Happy knows that the tanks might be coming somewhere else. And these last few rounds of tanks need to deliver.
Losing 1 gyro after the next. The Fiend tech switch is working out beautifully. Trying to aim for that level 3 Mountain King. Uh-oh, sleep. We do have a TP now, but he needs it pretty much immediately. Coil, Nova, No staff ready as he's throwing a lot of army into the north here.
All the Griffin connects. This could be a lot of kills against these wagons. Big experience, level 3 for the Mountain King. All right, Fortitude has something going his way.
He's exposed though. There's no TP. Archmage had to portal home before.
He needs to use the staff here probably. Something on the ground. Ooh. Staff is there. Nice play. MK picks it up, saves the Paladin. But yeah, now the MK is kind of stuck here. Lots of kills though for 40. I think all the wagons are gone, except for one. But this Mountain King might be a goner. No, Happy lets him leave apparently.
Oh, mercy. Okay. Level 4 DK, lots of movement speed. Tanks aren't there. Archmage coming in, super hurt. These tanks aren't enough. And 40 is losing absolutely everything. 7, 8, 9 gyros. It's 3 tanks. Oh, can he connect still? Is it enough? There's not enough Carrion Swarm. 40. Pure brute force. Gets the base.
He gets it. Happy's got a good amount of gold though. He can remake it. The expansion over here is almost run dry as well.
Oh my god.
4 bases, 4 gold mines, basically dry.
How do you rebuild the tank army if you're 40 though? The 6 o'clock base is running for quite some time. It's only 3,000 gold left for him to work with. You get... Wait, he's... Okay, that's just 50 gold. That doesn't mean too much. You're right. But 50 gold is 50 gold. MK!
Staff was ready! 40! Archmage had it. Oh, and the MK dies again. Way too many hero losses this game for 40.
I gotta say, it feels like his focus is somewhere else. Not the perfect execution that we're used to seeing from him.
Not really, no. And all these kills resulting in great experience gains for the undead side. Lich almost level 7. Happy right now, not mining, but about to resume. Checking out how much gold there is left here, and we see it now, 2,300. That is 4 minutes, a little bit less. 40 is going to be dry.
It's of course displayed in the overlay as well. At the moment, Happy has no income. But he will get that back. There's still creep spots. Red is still up. 40 no. What kind of army can he build that wins him the game? You can't fight against these undead heroes. It's 7-4-4 against 5-3-3. There's no chance.
Maybe he's just gonna save as much gold as he can and try to eliminate him with the tanks again.
That's not too many.
About to have 5. If he can bank for a while, maybe he can make like 10.
Can't sell items really? Like 3? Take a Dennis for the prime.
We're getting big experience here. He's almost level 5 after this camp. Wait, you know. 1 kill should suffice.
It kind of feels a bit hopeless, but I was wrong a lot this week. I very much hope that I'm wrong again.
We would love to see 40 win this map at least and then bring us to a 5th map decider. Right now, looks like Happy has the upper hand in this 30-minute game. This has been a long series here. Back and forth between these two legends.
Dreadlord could get level 5 here. It's Water Elemental time. Sleep on the Mountain King, can't do much. Wagons in the back once again. That's of course the best defense that Happy has at the moment. That's level 5. Level 3 Carrion Swarm when 40's last hope is tanks.
MK slept in the back. Can you staff him? Can you save him? The MK died a bunch so far. He's trying to use the sleep to cancel the staff, maybe, but the wagons following the tanks. Tanks got a lot of kills here in the main base already.
I guess. MK is dead again though, isn't he? Holy Light, okay. Archmage, he does have staff, saves the MK. And that is an exposed main. Mountain King was the one with the staff on him. Paladin has an Invo Potion and Divine Shield, should be safe. Archmage! Ooh, don't want to lose that town portal, but you might have to. Invis!
He's got the cloak! No way!
Whoo!
Glitch is looking for vengeance, though. Level 3 Dark Ritual, so much mana, so many Novas. I think the Paladin is beyond saving. He's got one more Divine Shield. Can't use it in time, though. And now we're on 755 undead hero levels.
That's crazy. Also, 4 tanks dead. 40 has around 1,000 gold to work with. And needs to revive a Paladin. And Happy is mining for a lot. 6k gold. That's 10 minutes of income.
Fortitude is about to run out.
He's about to be eliminated. We were dreaming of a grand final without Happy.
Happy says no. How could you fools ever think such a thing?
一座基地正遭到围攻，一位顽强部队正遭到。
40 has no gold.
Now gone. Happy with Death and Decay here. Showing his vengeance against the workshops. This actually doesn't really matter, but it does look cool. There's not too much mana on the Dreadlord. That's perhaps a tiny hope.
It has to be building him an elimination, but Happy, of course, has the TP. He's getting rich now, 50-50 food, but that doesn't really... That's not a good indicator. And what is a way where 40 can surprise Happy? There's great defense against tanks with wagons. There's a shade up that scouts army movement. There's only water elementals, no blizzard. Heroes aren't really a threat anyway. It feels very checkmate.
One more tank here is safe, but both staffs are now on cooldown. And the nukes are hurting. Coil Nova and Carrion Swarm. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. Great adjustments by Happy against the tank play. From map to map, he got better. Trying to clobber this down, but Happy could just rebuild. Even if he loses that gold, but he could still rebuild. Farming water elementals. It's 3 of them. They don't really get a connection to the wagons. They're just standing there as if they've given up.
He is close to giving up. One more Cloak of Shadows, saving him for now, but there's a dust here, of course, there's the shop. Now he sees it, and one more coil is the kill, and this might be the end. MK dies for, I think, the 3rd time or something, and Fortitude has nothing left. 12 gold, nothing he can do with that. Happy looking for more hero kills. This Dreadlord is about to get level 6, and this game must be his.
Celebratory Infernal doesn't have the mana for it. Paladin falls and 40 falls as well. The winner bracket semifinal was his, but Happy with the right adjustments makes it work. He is yet again in a grand final of the biggest Warcraft tournaments there is. Winner bracket is for bitches. And we have a grand final of Happy versus Lin.